Hello everyone, and welcome to this expert talk on instrument qualification. I'm delighted to be joined by Georg Roth-Kapori from Anton Paar and Axel Taube from Sartorius. Let's jump right in. Axel, how does the risk-based approach influence the scope of the equipment qualification?
This is a really important topic as the United States Pharmacopoeia requires such a risk analysis or risk assessment in Chapter 1058. The risk analysis intend to ensure the right scope of the qualification measures. So to focus on the really relevant and critical points during the installation qualification, the IQ, and the operation qualification, the OQ, we at Sartorius perform generic risk analysis for all of our instruments. These risk analyses are performed by our product experts and application specialists and take all potential risks into account. Using the approach of a failure mode and effective analysis, the so-called FMEA, we then evaluate each of these potential risks. Based on the evaluation, we then define the IQ and OQ activities. So everything we are doing during the IQ and OQ is based on this risk analysis, and therefore the risk analysis is an essential part within our IQ and OQ documentation.
Georg, how do you do it at Anton Paar?
We do it exactly the same way. The risk analysis is valid when all possible errors are known for the instruments and their effects are dedicated to a specific qualification step in the IQ, OQ and PQ. Upfront to the IQ, OQ, we present and explain the risk analysis to our customers so that they really understand why we are doing which qualification activity. We hand over the risk analysis discussion sheet for all qualification steps in the attachments of the IQ, OQ. So we have the same approach at Anton Paar as you have at Sartorius.
What about the 4Q model, Georg? In which areas can the instrument supplier support the instrument user?
The 4Q model divides the qualification process into 4 steps. The DQ, so-called design qualification, the IQ, so-called installation qualification, the OQ, so-called operational qualification, and the PQ, so-called performance qualification. The process starts with the design qualification, in which the user defines what an instrument or system is needed for. During the design qualification, the user requirements must be compared to the instrument specification in order to find the best solution. Our sales and application specialists, as well as our technical instrument data sheets, support the customer in this qualification step.
What about Sartorius, Axel? How is the model dealt with there?
We go exactly the same way at Sartorius. So during the IQ, the installation qualification, the documented evidence is given that the instrument has been delivered as specified and is installed properly. We also document the environmental conditions during the IQ. The OQ, the operational qualification, is the documented demonstration that the equipment works according to its operational specification in the selected environment. So both the IQ and OQ can be taken by one of our specially qualified service engineer, and during the IQ OQ, the engineer documents all the tests within the documentation templates. The last part of the qualification process is the performance qualification, the PQ. Here, the documented demonstration is given that the instrument consistently performs under real operating conditions and with actual process materials. This qualification step must be done under the full responsibility of the instrument user.
And Axel, what responsibilities does the instrument user have in the qualification process?
The ultimate responsibility of the entire qualification process stays with the instrument user. This means the instrument user must release all qualification documents and finally approve the filled-in documents by signing them.
Georg?
Instrument suppliers can support instrument users with qualification documents and the assistance of experienced engineers while performing all tests during the DQ, IQ, OQ and PQ. Our customers mainly benefit from our support and experience in the technological field and our knowledge about regulations that lead to cost and time savings up to 70% of their normally needed instrument qualification time.
And Georg, what is needed to keep an instrument qualified over the entire instrument lifecycle?
Qualification is not a one-off process, but plays a role over the entire life cycle of the device. This means the instrument must be kept in a qualification condition.
Axel, I know you have a big focus on balance. How is it done?
Balances can be held in a qualified state by regular maintenance and calibration, where it is shown that the instrument works properly and within its tolerance limits. Sartorius supports the instrument user with different kind of service contracts, calibration certificates, and also test reports. This wide range of service offerings allows us to tailor our service offering exactly to the customer needs.
Georg, how's it handled at Anton Paar?
We also offer a global maintenance service for all our customers.
Paperless is a buzzword these days, Georg. Does Anton Paar offer paperless qualification?
Today, most customers still prefer printed and manually filled and signed qualification documents over paperless documentation. However, more and more instrument users start to ask for electronic documentation. Nonetheless, Anton Paar is going to be offering qualification documentation the service engineer can fill in electronically. Both the engineer and the instrument user can sign the documentation in a 21 CFR Part 11 compliant way.
And Axel, where's Sartorius headed on paperless qualification documentation?
We also started to offer paperless qualification documentation for all of our instruments. In this process, the engineer enters all data electronically in the IQ/OQ templates. The customer then reviews and approves the documents in a 21 CFR Part 11 compliant electronic signing process.
Well, that wraps up our expert talk on instrument qualification. It's been really informative. Thank you for joining us, and until next time.